Ooh, that was a big one.
Can you do that somewhere else?
No, I pay the bills just like you do in this house. If I want to clip my nails in my bed, I'm gonna do it.
But that's how roaches start.
I don't care about no roaches. That's what exterminators are for.
Get out.
I'm sorry.
Get out of the room, Cornell.
If you find it, can you let me know? I got a little collection.
Get out. Baby, can I have some water?
Yeah, but just get a little bit. That's my last water bottle.
Okay.
Why would you drink all of my water when I just said this is my last water bottle?
I left you a little bit.
That's not gonna do nothing. I am thirsty. I can't breathe. I need water. And you drank it all. Here you go, babe. You can drive.
I don't want to drive.
Why not? I drove last time.
Okay, if you ever want me to cook again, you drive.
Always doing it. You drive. You want me to cook again? Wait till I take these cooking lessons. I bet you won't be doing this no more.
Unlock the door.
Nope, you better walk.
Cool. All right, we're back here with Word on the Street 4. I'm your host tonight, Craig Alleen, back at it again. So the video you just saw of the couple arguing over the toenail clipping, the water bottle sip, and the car. Perfect video because that ties directly into the relational dialect theory. We'll hop right into it. The relational dialect theory is a theory proposed by Leslie Baxter, and it's a theory that that talks about the meaning making between relational parties emerges through the interplay of discourses. And basically, the theory also talks about how dialectical tension provides opportunity for dialogue. So tension provides opportunity for communication, and a lot of communication is based off of differences. Leslie Baxter says all communication is based off of differences. Okay, and this theory has three central propositions. The first one is meanings emerge from the struggle of different, often opposing differences. All right, and so relationships, especially interpersonal ones, are often a lot of times are based off of the differences amongst the two people and how they deal with those differences, right? And how they communicate those differences. And a lot of people have differences based off of external factors, right? That transform into internal factors. Internal meaning between them and the other person, the interpersonal part of it. So external being the idea, like their social reality, the world in which they live, the way they were raised, that kind of whole ideology, that all plays into the differences, into that internal that part of the relationship, right? And so that's the first proposition. Proposition 2, the interpretation is synchronic or diachronic or both. So let me write these words down. Synchronic is something that happens at a specific time. So for example, the toenail clipping or the water bottle sip. All right, that's something that happened one time. Okay, and that there's meaning. A meaning is made off of that discourse right there, right? And that exact moment. It's a one-time thing. Diachronic is something that happens over time, right? So it's like, okay, if a couple always has sex at 6:00 on Sundays, right? That's diachronic right there because it happens. It happens throughout the relationship. It could have been a one-time thing that turned into something happens over time, which is synchronic turning into diachronic, which is why relationships can be hybrid and have both parts to it. So they're not exempt. You're not exempt from having both in your relationship. And so that's synchronic and diachronic, right? And proposition 3 is the interpretation of discourses constitutes social reality. And here's the big thing, because people always say communication represents social reality, which isn't true because communication isn't representative of a social reality. Communication is the social reality. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if someone says, I love you, that's a reality. That's something they said. They put that out into existence, and that's a part of your relationship, that love, right? So communication doesn't represent a social reality. It is that reality, right? And so saying things such as I love you, that's true, and that's there, and it is something, okay? Yeah, so the relational dialect theory, it's, it just talks about the discourse, talks about how meaning making and everyday interaction is just the basis of discourse and differences amongst couples. And like like Leslie Baxter said, all communication is the interplay of differences. And this theory does a great job of explaining that. And so did that video, I think, because a lot of couples go through problems like that. And some issues are synchronic, and some are diachronic. And you got to find a way to talk about that and figure these things out. And the relational dialogue theory does a great job of breaking this down and realizing that communication just isn't like, it's not separate from your social reality. Like, communication is reality. And it's something that actually needs to be taken seriously. So thank you for coming to my Word on the Street 4.